Well, they had to take it to overtime to get it done, but in the end, BLIN Esports to take their map of choice in our first map of the series with a 14-12 victory. Wyatt, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of worried for a little bit that BLIN's map of choice, something that SAD Esports has been proven to be strong on, was gonna bite them for a moment, because SAD Esports, they weren't gonna be disrespected like that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm on the same page. At the end of that defensive half for SAD, it was post a timeout they took. They were playing so well, so fast together on their defense, being decisive, all swinging for each other quickly. It was really nice. And then immediately after that, BLIN just brought things right back with a bunch of fast executes in a row. Just brought things back to basics. They were playing simple, but their fundamentals are so good that it was winning them round after round and eventually won them the game.
It certainly was a close one, too. I mean, the revitalization of both the teams after the timeouts, I mean, it kind of took a little long for each other team to adapt in turn. But, I mean, Marks, if this is going to be the game to be starting off the series, I'm definitely intrigued with how this one's going to be going, because there is definitely like little individual pop-offs, and Ferbsa, who's stepping in now for SAD, definitely showcasing right away that, hey, this addition to SAD was nice.
I mean, you hit the point exactly right on the head. I was just about to say how Ferbsa, first time really playing with this roster and just fit in so well with the rest of the team. Of course, when we talk about those fundamentals, like Wyatt kind of highlighted, you saw just BLIN being a little bit better in that sense. But overall, I mean, Ferbsa, you couldn't tell was a new player on this roster. The synergy between all of the players on SAD was looking very strong at the start.
Yeah, and that was definitely really nice for the team, for SAD, even if they did take the loss in this, that we highlighted Darkus to be kicking things off, saying that, hey, we need Darkus to be forming if we want to see SAD try and take this win here. And it was a pretty good performance coming out from SAD with these individual step-ups, even if, unfortunately, first kills kind of going in their ratio, but unable to quite be holding on to that. But talking on the end of BLIN Esports, I mean, this is the team that we've gotten to see so much from so far in Challengers, despite being the newest team here, Wyatt. And even in this series, we had highlighted Okeanos. We had other people kind of popping off instead to kind of take those kills away. Like, Spaz had a great performance.
He was super good. Had a number of rounds where he was getting really crucial multi-kills for the team. Mike was doing a nice job on the Cypher, which is so important on Sunset. I mean, both Cyphers in this game were playing really well, to be fair.
Yeah. 100%. And I'm even just thinking of the one round where Monty just gets like 3-4 Ks in the round. Like, this was... There was a lot to be unpacking for this first map of choice, and I think is kind of raising some question marks for how the rest of the series is going to be going, and looking ahead at our next map here of Split. I think not just questions in terms of how BLIN is going to be forming on the second map, if they can wrap this up in 2, but for SAD Esports, being able to see a better performance coming out this week, Wyatt, with how they're going to be hitting Split. Because last time was it was an odd agent composition. It was an odd look.
It was a little bit silly. Just a little bit silly. And the role swaps that they had on the map were pretty weird too, because it was Darkus playing the Deadlock, which, I mean, I guess on paper is a Sentinel, but it's just, sure, whatever. It's just a weird agent. And then with Alvin Boy playing, he was the one playing Yoru. So if they try to run that comp, is Ferbsa down to play Yoru? Does he even play Deadlock? I mean, even if he did play Deadlock, it's such a weird comp to run with such a specific game plan that is your new player going to step in and play the Deadlock and be able to do what you need your Deadlock to do? I don't know. So frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just went to a different comp that's a bit more standard that everyone on the team will understand in the current meta. But if there's one thing I know about SAD, it's that they'll also just play crazy comps regardless. They love playing crazy comps. They've done it all year long. So I have no idea. We shall see, but it'll probably be silly.
The joys of being on an analyst desk when we're having to see Sad swap from a Yoru comp into who knows what. But honestly, Marks, I think it's exciting. I definitely think that maybe we won't quite see the Yoru, but I'm definitely not willing to quite put all my eggs in the Sad playing a regular comp bucket, especially if this is their pick.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if we get a deadlock out there, I want to see some crazy annihilation angles, because I was watching the match a little bit earlier in the split, and yeah, it was fun, to say the least. And quite frankly, like, this is what I worry about, is if they try to stick to something that tends to be a little bit more meta, going up against the BLIN, where, you know, their split composition is very solidified at this point. It's exactly what you would expect it to be. It's going to come down to just how well each of the players are going to work as a unit. And given the fact that BLIN have had quite a few, like, practice reps through it, I would squarely give the advantage to them. So unless that has something interesting, I don't really know.
I mean, if the series has taught me anything, is that you cannot quite count out Sad Esports. I'm excited to head on over to Split, see what they got, and send away to our agent select.
And here we go. It's getting goofy again. It turns out FERPSA will be on the Yoru. Darkest back onto the deadlock. Wyatt, what you think?
I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's just, it's so ridiculous to have your Cypher that just joined the team swapping to Yoru for this comp on Split. Yeah. And then they're playing against BLIN, who just have the most standard of standard meta comps, but for a reason. It's really good, it's really consistent, it does everything you need of a comp on attack and defense on this map. You have access to the Viper for some of those convenient lurk walls, etc. I don't know what to expect here from Sad, but I'm down for a nice silly time.
You gotta wonder whether or not, like, when they were just like, hey, FERPSA, can you sub for us? Yeah, what role do you need me to play? Sentinel. Okay, cool, man. And then loading into this one. So you ready to play Yoru? Hold up, wait, what now? What am I doing? Yeah, Yoru, the Sentinel. And it was like, oh, okay. And here we are.
They're starting on attack. They're all gathered up towards A right now. I just want to see how the hell they do and execute here. What is going to happen? They have a flash going. Where's that going to go? Over top for... Oh, wow. That goes all the way up ramp? That's pretty crazy.
That's what they've been cooking up in the kitchen right now. The paint shells from Skarn get let loose as well. Monsi takes quite a bit of damage, actually. And right now, Skarn... Oh, Prowler actually gets a chop. And so, yeah, Monsi just trying to backpedal out of that one. Darkest able to scoop up that kill. It's trial by fire right now with Sad completely just make their way in. An excellent little flash coming in there, but still, now Sad just kind of bunkered down because there's still a Cypher on this point, Wyatt.
FERPSA gonna TP. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. TP's into plant for heaven while the rest of the team stays up there from earlier. Mike was trying to anchor from sight, was put with an awkward wall.
Over there.
Okay, Sonic Sensor going to be recalled, but Spaz actually coming out from behind. The right click's not connecting that time around. Now Okeanos down to this 1v3. It's looking so difficult, especially with that timer going down. So at this point, we'll just be hunting. Try to get a couple of kills, maybe get an ultimate orb closer to that showstopper, but simply just not enough time on the clock. And Sad, they're making it work. FERPSA finding that 3K.
That was a cool pistol round, just immediately throwing that Yoru flash top ramp for the double satchel from Skarn. I mean, typically you're going to see that with a Sky flash. BLIN are going to be doing that with a double satchel up ramp. And then after they take it, just having the Yoru TP to go plant for heaven after they've taken heaven with everyone. It's a very fun, it's a silly strat and it works. I mean, silly in that it's unorthodox, but it's very cool.
It's always cool when it works out here. And actually a little bit of behind the scenes, FERPSA actually mostly playing the duelist role previously, with Sentinel being a little bit more new. So FERPSA might be more comfortable in this position than we were necessarily expecting here.
Sends that gate crash. Deep backside B. Coburg on the Astra, getting some information here. Definitely hearing a lot of those footsteps, and Savage just going to slowly work themselves into the site. Coburg gets caught. He didn't have a rifle though, only a ghost, so not going to give away any significant weaponry.
Now the deadlock utility getting placed down all over as well. Make it even more difficult right now for BLIN to be able to re-enter onto this site. First holding such a tight angle back here. Spots out the head, and yeah, Teague gets completely scalped up top. An excellent paranoia, able to catch 3 out here, but BLIN not able to really capitalize on it. Ferbsa got the flash in hand, waiting for an opportunity, just playing off of the contact of the other members. While BLIN are just kind of hanging back now. They walk through. Spaz able to find 1 kill. The rest will fall down. Sad with a second round very decisively.
That the Viper believes she's in.
A cool way to play their anti-eco, maybe a little preview of something we will see consistently throughout this attack half, with sending that gate crash back B. You know, this time using it and actually committing to that teleport in the future. Maybe sending some fake teleports there to try and give some false information to BLIN. We'll have to see. Right now, the gate crash is actually going to be sent in spawn from Ferbs on one side, while he's going to go and
Them down.
pressure towards A.
There.
While the rest of the team take B main.
And honestly, that's one of the cool things, right?
Over
You
there.
can just apply a little bit of pressure, but immediately just zap to the other side of the map. Make sure that you're watching, just in case a little bit of aggression comes in from BLIN.
Time to jump.
Been very quiet so far. As well, too, Ferbsa does have the Dimensional Drift online, but both these teams just biding their time.
Since another gate crash into spawn, and he's now popping the Yoru ult over onto A. Just gaining some information, trying to
I'm back.
draw some attention while the rest of the team are at B if they wanted to execute there, but he actually is just going to get into sight. Didn't see anyone, so that's going to call for the entire rotate, bring the spike here, get into the site. BLIN are so confused right now as to what's happening. I mean, it is just a bizarre scenario. They're backed up out of A, and they're going to now be playing for pretty much just full retake.
Yep, and look at this. Plenty of time to get themselves set up again, and honestly, I think this is really where they're going to start to shine. Oh, getting spotted out just a little bit there. Flash around the corner as you see Scar and go for an aggressive angle. Mike immediately taken out. Spike finally going down here, and it's just annoyance after an annoyance after an annoyance. Oh boy, it's trades all the way as they flood off of heaven. Now Spaz, in a 1v3 scenario, caught up by the net as well. Only one more flash, yep. Not seized up just quite yet, but the Haunt just introducing more annoyances, and just like that, Darkest will find the spray down. Sad find 3 in a row.
The deadlock is so annoying in those post-plant situations when you have the spike down, when you're trying to get back in, and you have to deal with the wall, if you have to waste time breaking it. And those scrappy situations are where the deadlock trips can actually be annoying to deal with as well. You know, they're not actually good information finding tools, but in a fight situation where people are making footsteps and jumping around and things are happening, that's when deadlock can really thrive. It's been a good half so far from SAD. They convert that bonus nicely.
Slow as ever. A little bit of information gained. All slowed down. The fake teleport gets utilized as well. Mike, just at the back of the site there, uses the camera to at least get the information. Just as the decoy will get rid of that Cypher trip. Now, you see SAD start to make their way up. The Trailblazer gets utilized. Immediately shot down. Monty can't even see the other side. Walks out immediately down. Trade happening onto the site though. A little bit of damage coming through. Teague able to actually find Darkest. This one's not quite out of the... Okay, I take it back. Ferbsa gets the spray through onto Okeanos. And now the teleport's getting utilized as well. You can tell confusion is the name of the game. Teague just on the other side of this. It's going to be the spray down. The Stingers come alive and Stinger Gaming wins again. BLIN, they get their first round on an eco buy.
SAD just rushing things at the end there, trying to get out of the smoke. Could have played that a bit slower, could have played that a bit smarter. Just unnecessary to get so aggro in that moment.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Getting absolutely punished for it. They could have really extended their lead, but now, of course, they still have enough to buy up on this round, but the money is getting very low for them. Coburg just with a Judge light armor.
Slow as ever, but look at this. I think that's an annihilation angle. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's see if it's going to be able to get anybody into the net. It's been activated, nothing just quite yet. Okay, gets tossed out there, doesn't actually find anybody. That's actually, Spaz is completely unscathed. The crossfire is excellent coming in from BLIN there. Instead, they walk in, bullets flying across them. And just like that, Sad lose the round. BLIN now at 2.
My brain is fried on what I was watching. Was he trying to do a lineup outside of?
That goes there.
Well, I'm so confused on what I need this. I'm just gonna move on. I don't know what was happening there, but they just all got shot walking into the site. All right, cool. Next round. The economy's broken now.
Well, it's looking like some of my ranked games sometimes there, but works out well for BLIN, and you know they're more than happy to take it. And Sad now forced onto a little bit more of an eco buy, but Ferbsa does have the ultimate back online.
Honestly, a bit out in the open right now. Gonna fall back into that smoke, and the poison cloud was gonna drop. Crossfire setup with Oki. Finds a nice little timing to get that opening.
And the snake bite applied as well. Make sure nobody could be walking through that smoke. And that was just a slowdown from Sad. They weren't able to get any ground. They don't really have the weaponry. The only thing is Ferbsa on the other side. An excellent flash coming out there. It's going to be immediately traded, though. Gives the information, however, that the spike is on mid. And just like that, Monty able to find the flick onto Skarn. Now Coburg has to try and rescue this thing. Or will be very easy. Just able to walk across and get it as Ferbsa taking so much space, but not watching the back.
Okay.
Cool.
A little bit of disrespect. It's messed up.
30 seconds
Coburg
left.
left on his lonesome. At least when he dies, he's gonna get his ultimate up. That's nice. That's a nice little consolation.
Sometimes when life isn't going your way, you gotta celebrate the consolation there. And yeah, Cosmic Divide will be available on that next round.
BLIN able to even things up.
And then
But similarly to the first map, there was a moment where Sad could have, ran away with things early on, or at least, extended that nice early lead. For losing a round that they should have won. They were massively favored in, and it's resulted in BLIN being able to tie things up early, 3-3. Force Sad onto this timeout. Wow, Ferbs is already, I didn't even notice, but already 10-4. Just 6 rounds in again. This new addition to the team he's just been playing so well. Back-to-back maps already.
Yeah, I mean, you don't expect that for a substitute player to kind of come in and then just be fragging that hard. And quite frankly, with this weird composition that we're seeing from Sad, obviously, they think they can make it work, but it relies on a little bit of that element of surprise, right? And it does feel like BLIN are starting to get used to it, whereas they've looked very confused initially. Once they start to get a handle on what's really going on and how that Yoru is going to operate, it feels like they've just had a better read onto Sad. So hopefully after this timeout, Sad will have a couple new options, new ideas on how they want to change things up on BLIN.
For sure, and taking a timeout into a round where they're going to have a lot of ultimates to play with. Ferbsa has his second of the half already. Showstopper. The divide from the Astra always makes B-Site executes pretty easy. Ferbs is just running up mid, gathering a bunch of info, spots out 1, spots out 3 now towards the B side. Are they still going to commit to this? It looks like they want to.
Gilbert able to find one. Showstopper going in there. Teague, see you later. Monsi as well, cut down. Everything on the site is cleared. Ferbs doing an excellent job at scouting things. Now Okeanos is going to get a little bit creative, walking through immediately. Shoots the decoy, but that's okay. Just walks on the other side of the Cosmic Divide. It's now awkward angles here. Oh no, not looking on the other way. The Showstopper gets activated and finds no value. Yoru once again finding a little bit more value as Mike trying to get something. Gets nothing instead as Ferbsa watching the angle. Yoru's little hair poking around the side, but Ferbsa secures that kill. And that's going to be Sad once again taking the lead.
I really got a lot of great information value with that ultimate there. Spotted out all 3 players onto the site. Was a little worried that that hit would get shut down by the amount of players anchoring. Wasn't the case at all. Skarn had a really accurate showstopper on that satchel in. Just a nice big set piece from Sad to regain the lead here.
They aren't quite done just yet. Of course, too. Forcing out the showstopper on the other side. You know that's gotta feel good. Okeanos with the op now. Be walking forwards, checking this middle here. Oops, spots it out, but actually Dip takes one step to the left
There.
and finds that headshot, immediately dropping that operator. And this is looking like an excellent start for Sad.
Just going to play things slow in this 3-1-1 setup. Coburg has just been passively watching mid, and
Blocking vision.
I do like how they're using this Yoru to contain over on A. They always just have this gate crash towards B while Ferbsa has his eyes on anyone pushing up, and it's the reason he's been able to get back to his team in main so quickly now, just teleporting right back over. This Nightfall is about to
Your fear.
give them the information that the site is totally vacant, going to be another free plant here for Sad.
Once again, this is when that deadlock utility can be even more annoying. Oh, okay, Prowler not able to get through either. All good. The spike goes down now. BLIN setting themselves up here. Gotta shoot the wall down. Trailblazer is able to go through just at the last second. Doesn't quite find anything yet. Already the C's tossed in as well. Just a sonic sensor on the other side. Ferbsa could be the instrumental piece. They're not even looking for it. Spaz at least able to trade that one back. Once again, they're flooding in from up above, but it doesn't matter. Sad on the ground are able to scoop up the kills as BLIN flood the site.
Another great post plant setup and playing off of each other in a really sound fashion. Just well-timed swings for each other. I do love how they're playing with this Yoru right now. Sad have always really favored this agent. The Deadlock as well, they've been a bit experimental with. They were trying the Yoru previously on Ascent, a map where sometimes teams would use it, but very infrequently, and they really committed to trying to make it work there. Trying now on Split, another map where it's not played particularly frequently at all, just here and there. I definitely respect their efforts to, bringing these unorthodox comps into challengers, trying to win with them. They've been doing it all stage, and it's a mixed success, but right now they're looking really good with it. I like what I'm seeing.
I 100% agree. It's changing the script up a little bit, and even if you do a lot of reading into it, you try and figure out the counter strats, that's only going to get you so far until you're actually in the game, and maybe that's a little bit of what BLIN are experiencing. I 100% guarantee they probably were ready for this weird composition kind of coming through, and they've done a good job at kind of mitigating it a bit, but Sad are starting to get into their groove here. This time around, teasing this A-side hit.
We're going to have that high flash double satchel ramp control again. So some good early map control gain for the Sad side. In the meantime, they were trying to deal with this Viper's pit in mid. They had a Prowler come through the net, actually catches Monsi.
No way.
Wow, Darkest catches him as well. The Prowler was coming in. What a way to deal with that ultimate. That's so cool from Sad.
On top of that too, that was just off of the shotgun that went off. Trying to get rid of the haunt. Oh, Coburg holding the angle here. Trying to keep Skarn alive, and Skarn is going to be more than alive. Able to find 2. Mike, meanwhile, able to find 1, and now it's down to a 1v2. Skarn very low HP, but look at that, Darkest has the Annihilation online, and things get a lot more dicey right now because no one will be able to bail you out of this fishnet. Okeanos pressing in from heaven. It's going off there, so a little bit of safety now. Okeanos should be able to make his way back onto the site here, but the information will be given as soon as he falls down. Looking for a rifle. Able to scoop the Vandal back up. Swing around there. Darkest going to make sure that that trade comes through. And Sad now hits 6.
Trading their way all the way down to that one player alive off the first pick, one after another. This was just such a cool way to deal with the pit and mid from Monty. That first Prowler came through, and then the net to catch him. There was another Prowler coming as well. That was awesome. A really cool way to play with the deadlock there. The Fade as well, just so good at dealing with that ultimate. Now right back to the same thing. Here comes that flash, the double satchel. Early ramp control again.
Oh, they've actually got domed by Teague there. Spraying the Sheriff's shots through. Find a little bit more while Skarn, once again, all the way up ramp as well. Flash gonna be coming through to kind of make that happen. And actually, Skarn goes down. Monty actually able to find a 2K with the Stinger. Everybody's super low up top, though. One bullet can do a lot of damage to many of these players. Darkest finds one, and it doesn't matter what the heck is going on. The half-buy wins yet again. BLIN Eco Sad.
I can't see them yet.
Sad are just really trying to take the fight to them in those situations and completely running into the BLIN stack. Just way too many crosshairs trained on them. A lot of those moments, it's this unwillingness to kind of slow down. That's been their downfall. 2 different ecos, 2 separate times now. Sad are gathered up outside A yet again, this time with the bad buy. 1 hero rifle for Ferbsa the Yoru. 3 times in a row now, say a ramp control flash play. But this time they're going to fall off. They're not going to try to control the space. Just force BLIN to re-clear it while they play elsewhere.
Actually, it feels like BLIN have an idea on what is going on here. Haven't really backed off, and yeah, the fact that that Trailblazer gets shot should signal to the defenders, hey, they're going to be potentially moving up here onto B. That early aggression was just a fake, and that's the right call.
Spaz works into B main. Off the back of the Prowler expiring, catches that perfect timing and TP's out. BLIN now well set up to close this round out here with the 5-on-4 man advantage.
Just popping around. Nice little crossfire being set up here. Hot goes through. Okeano's still gonna swing anyways. Gets caught. Tosses out the paint shells now, denying even more space. So find your kill and get out of that one. Prowler gonna get utilized, chasing down Okeanos, but will be able to get shot down. Now Spaz just held in this angle. Sad in such a weird position, the net does get deployed. Oh no, the timing! It just doesn't work out. Okeanos finds one, looking for the rest, but thankfully the rest of the team is here as well. Darkest up against the world finds 2 crispy headshots. But Spaz will close that one down. BLIN find their 5th.
Despite this being such a cool attack half from Sad with a lot of really nice innovative moments from this composition, BLIN have more than managed to be able to stay in the game here on this final round. They're going to be picking up the operator, throwing that to Okeanos, who's going to be facing early here on A, where Sad have really been favoring the control. They have Teague here as well, set up with Mike. They really want to deal with this ramp control from Sad if it comes in.
Oh, Okeanos rightfully going out there. It's a satchel chase, but Okeanos able to escape here. The information, however, is given away. The operator investment makes it even more dangerous, but Mike able to find one thanks to the trapwire play. It's absolute chaos happening here onto the site, but it doesn't matter. BLIN come out on top, and oh no, Okeanos pops the op. Doesn't matter. That half is over, so no harm, no foul. 6-6 in the half.
That's just a nice big adjustment from BLIN to want to fight aggro towards A, where Sad are consistently favoring the presence early round. They just had Teague and Mike stacked up for ramp if that double satchel flash came through again. Okeanos to take the angle main with the op. That was just a nice adjustment to counter Sad's, typical early round approach. Now on the side swap, 6-6. 3 rounds exchanged every single time from the 2 teams on the timeline. Didn't even notice that, but some serious back and forth.
Blow for blow.
Kate.
Now we see a lot more of these, more of the standard play, I guess, you would expect from composition, like BLIN's here onto Split. But this is going to be the question now, because SAD going a little bit more unconventional. Looks like they've got some of these trap plays set up. Whether or not BLIN are going to be ready for it is the question. Oh, first initial contact. Yeah, toss that wall down. Ferb's in a little bit of an awkward scenario here, but flashes up top after finding Okeanos. Might not be able to get out of this one, but that's okay. The smokes are going to be good here. Walks in as well. T going down. Monty able to at least find the trade. The Spaz is more or less just walked in onto this ace site. So the call gets made. The rotations are coming through.
Mike versus Skarn here. Could be a huge kill for BLIN's Sentinel to even this round up while the other two players work their way silently into the ace site. Off that smoke, Skarn almost revealing himself. What a great first tap, though.
That's what the doctor ordered. Spike gonna get planted down now. Spaz's position is revealed, and yeah. Monty up against 4. This one's not looking that good. Satchel's gonna be flying across. Coburg cleans that one up. Sad will find the pistol round.
Huge from Ferbs at the beginning of the round, obviously. I mean, just sets them up with 2 initial kills that also came just after his gate crash expired and he was walled in. So he had to go huge. He could not escape, and he did go huge for them. Again, this new player on the roster stepping in was very solid on the Cypher map 1, and right now just the best player in the server here, playing the Yoru on Split. Gonna pick up the Outlaw. 4 sheriffs purchased for BLIN.
Ferbsa, I feel like, has just been having so much fun on this map. And this composition is so based around the trickiness of that Yoru. Oh! Okeanos immediately going down. A nice clean headshot from a Ghost. As a Coburg will just anchor down that B site. BLIN not really aggressing there just quite yet. Leaving that Spike just kind of hanging out in sewers.
Oh, what a shot from Mike. And Dip actually isn't able to trade. It probably won't matter. They're still at such a gun disadvantage here. It will be the smallest of openings for them.
At this point, BLIN are probably just in the mindset of let's just make this as difficult as possible, and finding Dip is an excellent way to do that as well. Oh, Ferbsa from behind with that Outlaw. At least deny a weapon upgrade here. Because BLIN, it's 2v3, not impossible, but I feel like they've been doing a decent amount of damage on this round, and they still have 2 sheriffs.
Pressure on Mike here.
Timing here. Darkest. Oh, round the corner. Doesn't matter. Able to find the headshot there, and now Monty alone onto the site. Get the reposition just on the other side. Be a little bit of a concuss. Waiting for it, but Ferbsa so crispy with it. A 4K as well. You'll wonder how that dimensional drift gets online so quickly. Well, it's just because Ferbsa's fragging out.
Yeah, 4th of the game already, I think, which is just wild. And at that, you see a lot of Yorus and teams struggle to get value with the dimensional drifts, but that has not been the case at all for SAD, for Ferbsa. Every single one has actually provided a ton of info for the team, and it's not just that it's provided info, but then the team has actually played off of it well. It's definitely a struggle for a lot of the Yorus and teams that opt for the agent out there. All heavy armors right now for BLIN. No one in danger of getting one-shotted by the Outlaw that Ferbs has carried over. Just right there, I mean, you see exactly that. Okeanos took the shot that doesn't go down, gets healed right back up by Teague.
That's what you want. Skarn still holding this angle. Has at least the crossfire from Darkest being set up. It's just going to be which one is going to step out of line first. Ball gets set up as well. Spaz goes for the swing. Immediately gets punished. Okeanos, though, at least able to find it. Oh, no. Skarn gets him through the smoke. Now we're down to this 3v3 scenario. Should have been a little bit more straightforward for BLIN. Well, sad make it much more difficult for them. Oh,
T, I'll say almost. T just spending some time trying to break down that wall just to give Sad the thought that someone could be trying to walk up mid there, that there could be some pressure coming in. Coburg is rotated to a more passive position, upstairs towards B, because he does think now, because that wall's broken, someone could be coming through male. So just going to pick up a safer area on the map.
Nothing but a peep until the guiding light goes off. Now the spike gets planted. Sad will be able to go over. And because, yeah, that looming threat, they don't even want to bother to try and get those rifles out in mid. He's going to use the Trailblazer. Scouts out all three of them. That's a lot of information. And yeah, Monsi does get bitten by the Prowler, but tosses out the snake bite to slow it down a second. Two members up top now preparing. The C's. Oh, that's crispy. Monsi finds one, but the C's is just so good. The utility combo is absolutely stellar. Teague now in a weird situation, a 1v1 scenario. Dip walking around, has a Phantom in hand, one bullet away. Teague's just on the other side. No way, Dip is actually sticking it. Teague just comes out at the last second, and that was a tough round for BLIN, but they walk away with the dub.
Oh, I mean, 6 HP remaining for Teague. That C's was crazy. The timing on that, it was just so perfect. All of those players caught. Oh my god. I mean, if that nade was a little bit closer to the center, that was a triple kill coming through. That was pretty wild. That was still a pretty significant amount of damage, though. It is going to continue to put BLIN in a place where their economy will be cracked with a round loss, so a small consolation for Sad. And given that was their bonus, they're still on the full buy, so not all is lost by any means.
This time around, BLIN kind of respecting some of that space there, allowing for a lot of that Sad utility just come out immediately. And with the decoy going across, I think at this point Sad might assume that it's going to be open. They're still giving BLIN the respect they deserve. The flash comes out and Okeanos is hitting the ground.
Wow, another great shot from Coburg, but Firmsa just looks crazy right now. And by the way, these three players, they're able to stack up in mid because this deadlock wall got thrown down immediately here by Darkest. Oh, no one's breaking it? No gunfire to break it? All right, we can just focus on a different area of the map. Stack up and fight mid. They're not going to be coming through A.
Darkest going for the jump peek there. Now the bullets will be flying through, giving away all the information. As Teague, oh, excellent little flash from the guiding light, not able to secure the kill. Darkest able to escape. Spray through almost as well. Taking down Dip up top. Spike finally starting to get planted now. Firps are going to use the dimensional drift, get a little bit of information, which has been so key. Understands that there's just that Sky on site. The last two are a little bit more unknown. And yeah, they're just going to overwhelm it. Oh no. The backstab is going to be good. Spaz up top now, up against the world. So many bodies on the actual Spike site. Doesn't matter. Ferbsa, well, gets another kill, gets closer to getting that dimensional drift after expending it. And Sad are looking really good here on this defense.
They've clearly put so much time into developing nice setups around this composition, nice early rounds on attack. It's all looking, really nicely practiced, that they've really put a lot of thought into how they want to run this. And Darkest now just putting his setup towards A. The sound sensors being thrown down. If that execute comes in, they can just be so annoying to deal with. Probably won't be the case, though. At least nothing early into this round is Winner. More focused towards the B side right now, just leaving Mike to keep his eyes on any A aggression.
Oh, Dip. Wrong moment there. Just loses out on that piece of key information. Now that the classic fire is going through, you can see the star get placed down. And just like that, BLIN decide to actually back off of here. they've got Mike at least posted up on A, but still they're going to have to really just start to push into there, and I don't like those odds, especially with the sonic sensor setup.
Mike has just been waiting on this angle the entire time for that wall to expire as well, the deadlock wall that was up. And now that it's down, they've gathered up, they're going to go for the execute. Hopefully, for their sake, they dodge this covert spam.
Getting a little bit of counter spam here. Okeanos going in deep. Trailblazer spots out one. Oh no, Skarn better for it. Now the showstopper going to be enabled. Flying through an excellent paranoia. Almost makes it not that useful here. The fly around is able to spot out Teague at the last second as Spaz actually finds a trade here. Spaz still alive somehow. Mike able to take out Skarn. Still anchored down to the back of the site. Spots out Dip here, looking for potentially a slowdown and not able to find it. BLIN had a chance. They lowered so many of the members of SAD, but SAD still walking away with this defuse as they hit double digits.
They're just looking so smooth on these A-side retakes. Displaying that a couple rounds in a row right now. And again, just able to use this same setup where they have the barrier placed towards the A side. It allows them to focus on other parts of the map. And then if they eventually go back to A, when the barrier meshes down, these retakes just look so drilled. They're just so in control right now. And it can become just so tough to have to play against a comp like this that you never practice against in scrims and need to adjust to on the fly in a match. And that's why they're taking the time out right now and trying to figure out how to crack this defense.
And honestly, I'm just so impressed with how much value this deadlock has been getting with the utility, because why, that point that you made earlier where, you know, they could just throw up the wall, oh, nobody's shooting it, cool, we know they're not here. It's little things like that where you can see the deadlock getting so much information on this defending side that's allowing SAD to really get the jump onto BLIN.
Yeah, absolutely. In some of these rounds, BLIN are definitely going to have to take the time to just early round, break the wall, then start pressuring some other areas of the map. You know, or like pressure elsewhere, break the wall at the beginning, that kind of thing. So they need to be able to start feigning that they can work towards A, so they can keep these defenders more spread across the map and drag these rotates.
Skarn this time, actually, with an operator.
Yes, all right. Yeah, he was close with the op, and they weren't going for that wall play. Darkus actually just gets picked off really early in mid. Seeker's off the back of it.
I know.
Here comes the showstopper. Oh, Neural Theft going to be utilized. Okeano spotted that one out, but fortunately goes just a little bit wide. Oh, yeah, excellent flash coming in from Ferbsa. And it also drops the spike here. Okeano's trying to get that consolation, but immediately just tapped down. Now this is so messy. Monsi in a 1v3. Has to make this one work, and Ferbsa shuts that one down. SAD find themselves on 11.
Ferbsa is just incredible right now, despite being at that man disadvantage. The anchors on the B site, playing off of each other so nicely. The crossfire just absolutely ruins BLIN as they're trying to pull out of heaven.
Sound sensor up.
SAD just looking so much more competent on this map with some of those, you know, moments where they have to be playing off of each other. The fundamentals looking a lot more clean.
Now an Annihilation back online for Darkest. Bit of a scattered buy coming in from BLIN. Things are not looking good, and SAD, honestly, right now they're posed to get us to a map number 3 at this rate. They've been looking so good on this map.
Toxins going up.
Yeah, and this is a totally different setup here from SAD, where they have Skarn just locking down A with the operator. You know, hopefully thinking maybe they'll bait someone into walking in when the wall isn't there. Wow, perfect timing on that grab net. Oh, Darkest connects with the Annihilation and drags Okeanos into the grab well. That is a brutal way to go.
Oh, Koberg still standing the ground. Ferbs up top as well. Ready for it, and yeah, just shutting things down. Mike, the last person alive. Caught actually with the knife out, but Darkest not able to punish. Matter of fact, Darkest goes down, just dodging that operator bullet, but doesn't matter. Out of the fire, into the frying pan. Or other way around, Sad at 12.
Firmsa gets 3 again, by the way. 29 and 11 on the Yoru. That is just so crazy. I'm interested to see again how Sad are gonna adjust their setup here. Sound sensor for B main. Because they've just strayed away from using the wall in the way that they were doing it earlier. But that's probably for the best, you know? Gotta mix things up, keep BLIN guessing.
Already BLIN moving up here. Skarn holding that angle with the operator this time. The guiding light up top. Catches Darkest just for the briefest of seconds. Oh, Skarn still somehow able to find that. All right, deploying the wall a little bit more defensively. Making sure no one can really make their way through mid, but not off to the best start here if you are BLIN. And just on the other side of this annoying wall, but finally gets shot down as Darkest retreats. Now BLIN actually retreats as well. They're going through sewers.
Mike making some sound. Net's gonna go down. Oh, the net, the flash. Wow, Mike dodges and gets the first. Great trade from Darkest, though. Gonna fall off.
Oh, the timing is just perfect there. Cosmic Divide coming up. No information spotted. Darkest not able to get away with anything cheeky. Okeano's popping out on the other side of the wall. It's able to actually win the duel against Dip, but Darkest ready for the trade as well. And now there's just 3v2. Walk through there. Darkest so clean with the shots. Maz at least able to get one. Drops down the smoke. There's a little bit more breathing room. It's 1v2 scenario to keep BLIN alive. Goes for the teleport. Cancels it immediately, though. It's going to be the paint shells flying to the back here. Shadow Step just playing the misinformation. Spots one out. Now they know exactly where this Omen is hanging out. It's a stack up. And just like that, Sad, with a little bit of innovation, will be taking us to map number 3.
Yeah, not out of it just yet. That was a really good map from them. I loved what I was seeing on both attack and defense. Their setups with this comp were really innovative. They had clear ideas of how they wanted to open rounds on attack to be able to get early map control and also, you know, use that Yoru to pressure an area early and then TP away to get with the team on the other side of the map. The little things like that that they were just, you know, had clearly put time into. Was yeah, just really impressive.
Yeah, unconventional and really impressive. Definitely wasn't expecting to see this scoreline here, as we're now tied up 1-1 in our series, which means one map remains. We're going to go to a quick break, but we'll have map number 3 just ready after that.